People, deluded, I'm back again. I know a lot of you were on the last live and we kind of pick up where we left off, people. I hope you're all tuning in and I hope you're doing well and safe. Before I crack on, please make sure you've hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you're abusing that like button, people. We need to walk away with this with a decent amount of likes. Like I said, big up everybody tuned in, whatever you're doing right now. If you're at work, if you're at school, if you're looking after children, if you're hitting a lick, like whatever you're doing, appreciate that you're back in again. We've got a lot to get through. I want to speak about the transfers, but let's see what you lot have got to say. Come on, my guy. I hope you're in good spirits. Big up yourself for tuning in from down under, man. Billy, appreciate that, my guy. Saw you here yesterday or whenever I last. I didn't stream yesterday. I'm lying to you lot. Whenever I last was on, I'll get onto that in a second, my guy. Means a lot, man. Straight Delhi that you're here, man. Come on, DJ. Means a lot. Come on, man. Big up everybody tuned in. It means a lot. Let's crack on with what we're actually here for, man. Nico has said, yo, DG, besides the fact that Kante is a World Cup winner, do you fancy Partey over him? I'm a big fan of Kante. YouTube's N'Golo Kante. So it's one I'm going to have to sit on the fence, you know. Partey's been a big boy. It's not that I want to get rid of Partey. I'm a bit biased because now we've signed him. I'm still euphoric over the signing. I wouldn't get rid of Partey to bring in Kante or anything like that. I feel at least where the Prem's concerned, you've got to give it to Kante. He's been doing it for a couple of years, you know. Don't get it twisted. You saw what Partey did when Liverpool played against them. You know what Partey's been on and how central he is to that Atletico side, or was previously to that Atletico Madrid side. So they both got extreme pedigree. But in relation to this league, you know, Kante's earned his chops more. So right now, that's that. But on a biased thing, I'm always gonna choose Partey now. Come on, man. You know I always love when you lot tune in from Jamaica, especially, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. Come on, William, man. I appreciate you lot for supporting, man. You're right. We are still partying. And, you know, I don't know if Partey is going to play against Man City. I really don't know. I know he's going off to play with Ghana. I don't know if he'll play against City. But beyond that, we've got a good crop of players. Now, let's crack on to what we're actually here for, people, man. What do I think of... What team does Partey not start for? There isn't a team he doesn't start for. I saw Liverpool fans, with all due respect to Henderson, saying he doesn't start ahead of Henderson. That's about it. You know, what team can't he get into? I think he plays for City. I think he definitely gets into a lot of teams, man. I would have liked, before we get into the transfer business, I would have liked Herrera next to him, man. You know, I would like a more progressive passer in that. Partey can do that, but if you brought in the Aouar or somebody whose skill set is more aligned to breaking the lines, then I think it would be great. You know, how happy would we be to have two of them sort of players in there? I would like a more, you know, I want a creative sort of player, someone that, you know, has to defend, but your job is creativity. In the same way Partey's job is to break up play. Same way I want to see what he can do going forward. I'm not saying that's goals and assists, but I want him to be able to contribute. I would have liked to have even had a Torreira or a ball winner next to Partey, because you've got two dynamic midfielders. If we're going three at the back, you know, you've got a Partey and a Torreira, for example. You've got your three at the back. You can be quite tigerish in there and whatnot. I just wanted Arteta to have better options to play around with, but yeah, man, I think Partey is going to be a certified signing for us. In relation to Mesut Ozil, I don't know if I've said this already, but I spoke about Mesut Ozil, cheeky plug of the video. So I'll offer, you know, if you want my extended thoughts after this stream, just go and check that. But in short, you know, whether it's a PR stunt or not, I know with it being Mesut Ozil and the problems that Ozil's faced at Arsenal of recent years and Arsenal as a whole in terms of a brand, and obviously Arteta thrown in. I know there's much storylines, whether you believe it's PR, whether you believe he shouldn't have done it, he should have. I think the main thing that should be taken away from it, and is actually being taken away from the story, is that a man that's worked for 20 plus years at this club is now able to continue his job because of this offer. You know, forget about the club for a sec. This is a man who I assume has kids, has grandkids, has obligations, i.e. bills to pay. So to know someone that's a regular person, you know, he's a celebrity, with all due respect. He's the Gunnosaurus, but with all due respect to him, and he's earned his chops and he's a nice guy. To the average person who doesn't know the man behind the mouse, you know, the man behind the mask, apologies, he's nobody. He's an average, in a nice way, he's an average person with bills to pay. And I'm happy to know that, you know, financial problems are not going to come his way. Also, I'm happy to know that somebody that's lived and breathed this club and been part of the furniture keeps his role. It's that simple. But sadly, we're going to keep talking about Ozil and the club and shouldn't he have done it and all of these sort of things, man. In relation to going back for Partey in our apologies in January, I would love for it to happen. Anything can happen, you know, anything can happen. But I think it's going to be tough. Now, are Lyon going to want to lose a player? Are Lyon going to want to lose a player who is vital to them mid-season when they're trying to definitely have a better season than they did last year and whatnot? I doubt it. For Aouar, would you want to, you know, you've got stability of sorts at Lyon. Would you want to, no matter how much you might want to play for Arsenal or not, would you want to leave mid-season and risk, you know, having to develop at another club in terms of getting used to the league and the system and all of this mid-season when you could disrupt of a good season for yourself? No, obviously with the Euros in mind as well. So if he's having a half decent season for Lyon and there's talk of getting in that French side and he feels he can maintain it, would you want to disrupt that by moving abroad? And that's before we talk about Ulas, the president, who definitely a tough negotiator, my guy, which he has shown. Obviously, Lyon are not going to want to lose a player that makes them weaker at whatever they want to do in their job. Obviously, with it notoriously being hard in January, we've got to get it done. I think we've missed the target because in an ideal world, you know, the COVID isn't going to be an issue anymore. Teams are going to have more money financially to play around with. Fans are going to be back in stadiums. So, you know, what granted Arsenal the luxury in that Barca might take him, but they had other priorities. Madrid said they're not buying no one. Again, might take him, but other priorities. Juventus and all these teams linked with him, we kind of had a free hit at him. But, you know, in an ideal world, if he gets his head down, bosses it for Lyon, which he's probably said, I'll give you one more season. You know, if he bosses it, gets in the front side, they're getting more money, which might price us out. Or, you know, we just can't get him. You know, maybe he says, you know what, Arsenal wanted me last year. They're still interested. But I think the boat's gone on Aouar, to be fair. And I definitely don't think we're going to sign man in January. I don't think it makes sense for him. Of course, saying all of that, though, anything can happen. I would love it to happen. Simple as. Saracen Knight has said, why do you call yourself deluded when you're anything but deluded? My guy came from Xbox. Some guy called me and I thought, let me run with that. I needed something to run with, you know. And at least now you get the comments like that. You either get nice comments like you or you get them people who go, I can see why you're deluded, mate. You know, if I had a pound either way for that question and that one, you know, I wouldn't have to do YouTube, you know. I wouldn't have to do a lot of things. It's as simple as that, really. Bert has said, bit of a mad one, bro. But fast forward to next summer, say we get top 4. What 2 positions would you like to strengthen to take us up to the next level and players you would like in that position? Well, for me, you know, it's again, like the question my man said before, you know, forget the name Aouar for a second and just focus on the skill set. We need I don't want to, when I say creative midfielder, it could be a number 10 who's modern day. It can be a more creative man. It could be a box-to-box man that can get up there for goals and assists. But we need that. We need another midfielder for me, another midfielder minimum. I would like to really assess what we're doing with our centre halves. By then, you know, Mustafi, Socrates, and David Luiz's contracts all run out. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Is there not an option of another year for Luiz that might be invoked if that is true? But 3 centre halves are going. Hopefully, Saliba next season is properly integrated if he does go out on loan, what we're led to believe, to Brentford, the latest Championship club linked with him. You know, you'd have Saliba. I think you need another centre half because, you know, Saliba long term, Gabriel for me. I like Holding, and if Holding continues this, then it's a Holding thing. You're hoping on Mavropanos to showcase he's got a role next season, but there's question marks. So whether it's bringing in another centre half or addressing what we've got in house, I'd say centre half. I'd say central midfield. I think left back is an area, my guy, we've got to keep an eye on as Arsenal fans because you've got Saka and Maitland-Niles that can play there if something happens to Tierney on the face of it. But ideally, you either want Maitland-Niles in midfield or on the right-hand side at fullback. Saka will do a job there, but ideally, like he's shown in the games he's played this season, you want Bukayo Saka in areas where he can be, you know, show his creativity, which only leaves us with Tierney. And as great as Tierney's been and the consistency he's had for us, and I'm in love with Tierney. I think he's a choice for a future captaincy at this club. The only thing you can say about Tierney is there is question marks over his fitness. He's been, now last season we could say he was just unlucky with injuries, people, but same way it's something we've got to consider. So you've got central midfield. In an ideal world, you know, apart from Partey, and I'd actually like to keep Sebas, but he's got to prove it. In an ideal world, you'd like a better widespread quality options in central midfield, which I don't think we have. So I don't think that can be done. But I'd say central defense, we need to bring in another partner. We need a centre midfielder who's going to score goals and do those things. You need to look at left back. I'd say you got to look at a striker because, you know, Lacazette's form, and with every bit of good form Lacazette goes in and every bit of bad form this season, we're going to talk about should he get a new contract. Now, I think in the same way Plan B goalkeepers are underrated, so are Plan B strikers. Like, you know, you look at Giroud. Giroud is a Plan B striker. He doesn't want to accept that at Chelsea, but he is that. You know, United brought in Aguero for as good as Martial, Rashford and Greenwood are. Why? Because there's value in having a 9 in your squad. Cavani signed, I know he's taken number 7 shirt, but he's a 33-year-old signed on a 2-year deal. He's going to play as a number 9. Do you get it? Liverpool tried to buy Werner for as great as their front three. So clearly they recognize whether they need create better options or they need another number 9 in the squad. If Lacazette accepts being a rotation option, really a Plan B striker, you know, there are reasons for him to start big games, but either way, there's reasons for him not to. That's cool. But I think we might need to look for a striker. And in fact, I dare I say it, we need to be looking for a striker anyways, because Lacazette isn't the oldest and he can still do his thing, but he's not got the goal scoring pedigree. Aubameyang's here for about 3 years. You know, within the next from now to the next 3-year period, you need to be finding that striker who is going to break out to that level or identifying that. You know, we need to learn from hindsight and apply better foresight, man. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. You know, I didn't plan on starting the stream like this, but, you know, popping in some fire questions, so we might as well continue for a sec with this. Reeks, another loyal fan of my thing. It means a lot. You said, big up DG. Hope you and yours are blessed. Come on, my guy. Can't complain. Hope the same can be said to you and your extended. You said, as Aubameyang's career is slowly winding down, is there anyone that can replicate his quality for the next 5 or 10 years? If there is, I don't know. I can tell you the typical strikers on the market, young and kind of more experienced, but I don't know. That's down for the scouts because, you know, Aubameyang, I don't want to say only in the last few years, but Aubameyang, it's not like Aubameyang was scoring goals for 10 years, you know. He's been around for a number of years. He floated at St. Etienne, couple of loan spells, St. Etienne, Monaco, AC Milan. I'm sure these sort of teams there on loan or permanent. And then, you know, whenever he went to Dortmund or whatever, he's really become this Aubameyang. So careers are funny. But like I said, man, I don't know, but we need to be looking at that really right now. There's a lot of, I could sit here and talk about the stars of tomorrow, but I don't think it's really going to help, man. Do you think we are letting Saliba go to the Championship because we need only 17 homegrown players? Does Saliba fall into that category? I'd assume he does, but at the same time, I swear he's 19 and he technically doesn't have to be registered. I'm not sure if the laws are changed. For us, I think what has shagged Saliba is a mixture of Arteta not being fully convinced or not believing he's currently of the level, and there just being too many numbers. Like whether he's at the level or not, if you know, but if there was less centre halves on the books, we'd have to keep him anyways, and we could still keep him. But he's been linked with Brentford. Ideally, you want him in a top level, but I don't mind the Brentford one. You know, Brentford are a forward-thinking club. You know, they're up there in terms of trying to get playoffs and them things there. Hopefully, they do that. You know, he's in London, so we can keep a close eye on him, not on the field, even though that's irrelevant, but I'd say off it. And, you know, he's not going to be lonely and whatnot. He's at a club that tried to play in the same ethos as Arsenal, playing forward passes and whatnot. Brentford are ahead of even many Premier League clubs in many practices that they do things. So I don't mind him go in there. You know, I don't think he's convinced Arteta. I do think Arteta said, you know what, Luiz is my guy. Gabriel, we needed a centre half. He's coming and bossed it. Holding has shown me something. If need be, we'll go to a back three, and that opens up Tierney and Kolasinac potentially playing at centre half. In addition, I don't really want to use Socrates, but he's there. You know, you've also got Mustafi, who showed me last season when I threw him in, there's a role of sorts for him. So I think these sort of things have shagged Saliba. And while I think he can learn a lot staying at the club and ultimately not playing, but staying and training under Arteta, minutes are currency. And there's still a lot of lessons to learn in the Championship. Yeah, he might not be playing top division, but I look at Glenn Murray, who's gone on loan to Watford. He is a striker that's been around the blocks. I guarantee you, Saliba, whether he beats him or suffers defeat, he'd learn a lot against strikers. There's some good strikers in the Premier League. And at the end of the day, he's only going to turn 20 when he's back at the club. You know, we spent 30 million on my man. We spoke on him being a centre-half for a decade at this club, Sanye said. So what is 2 years? What's a year? You know, I didn't want him to go on loan when he went back on loan. I wanted him to get his feet wet this season. I think there's beauty in learning on the job. You immediately learn when you get terrorised. And that's even going to Brentford. I want him to have a great game and showcase his ability, but you need him to have tough games. You know, diamonds are only made under pressure. Do you think if Saliba plays every striker he's able to outstrength, outpace, outthink, he's going to develop? No, you know, I keep saying it, but go and look. If any of you look, go and look at Diallo versus St. Etienne, the way he terrorized Saliba. I guarantee you Saliba learned a lot. So I don't mind that. Obviously, if I'm a bit cynical, maybe, you know, I want Josh King back. A man said Josh King. I want Josh De Silva back at Arsenal. So maybe this strengthens our relations with Brentford. Obviously, I know we wanted their goalkeeper. I don't know if that's an area we'll try and adjust again or go for him again due to homegrown laws. But this might help us in terms of getting these sort of players. So yeah, we'll have to see. You say that, I don't necessarily think so. I definitely think Ozil could be utilised in the squad. I'm not saying be a regular in and out and whatnot. But yeah, for me, I'd like Brentford. I wouldn't mind him going to Swansea. It's a quiet place that would allow him to focus on football. They're playing young players. But again, you know, that same silence is golden, and that solace that silence provides can also be a prison for young players. And I think there's beauty in keeping him close. I would have liked him to go to Fulham and be involved in a dogfight. But I'd say Swansea's one for me. Let me actually look. Apologies, people. Let me look at the championship table because I can't expect everything to come to my head. Championship table. Let me go through the teams quick. Like I said, I wouldn't mind him going to Swansea. I wouldn't mind him going to I wouldn't mind him going to Swansea. I wouldn't mind him going to Brentford. Wouldn't mind him going to Reading. You look at Elise, you look at Amari Richardson. Other young players are being given opportunities. You know, Watford literally play right next to us, so Watford could be an option as well, people. You could also send him to Norwich because they like to play football as well. They've lost Ben Godfrey. That could be a good addition for them. Coventry like to play young players as well, but I personally would keep him at the names I've said. You know, shout out to Cardiff who also have Osei Tutu and whatnot. Birmingham played Jude Bellingham last year, so there's also game time there. But I'd say I'm happy with the names I've said first. So yeah, man. Either way, I believe in Saliba. Still, I believe in Saliba. You're right, man. He's a fantastic signing. Big up everybody that's locked in. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Make sure you hit the subscribe. It's your first time. Green tea and honey, so nice. I got to drink that twice. Apologies, people. You know how it is, man. You know how it is. Like I said, big up everybody in there. TV Micah has said, yo, DG, what's your thoughts on the owner not putting, I assume, money in their pocket to get the Aouar deal done? Listen, we know the problem with our owners, in it, and I'd like to see that. At the end of the day, I know there's FFP and there's financial red tape, but I'm a footballing man, and you know, Chelsea never lie down and be mediocre for too long. But what I've attributed Roman Abramovich and Chelsea to, they haven't been for a number of years. Well, I say a couple of years. They've splashed the cash. There's ways around it if you want it, and that comes from the owner. The owner wants to be a winner. So I can't say her last name, but Marina, who deals with the transfers, she takes no less. She makes sure she gets the best deal in terms of ingoings and outgoings, because the man at the top wants excellence. So you need to bring excellence or you're gone. You know, Czech is doing the same thing. I'm sure Lampard wants the same. He talks about new level. Whether they get there or not, everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet. While I think, you know, the shepherd needs to tell the people below him what he wants to do, I can't always look at them and blame it, because again, you would like to see the president of the club inject funds, but at the same time, we knew as a club outgoings is a massive thing. We've known it for 2 years, you know. Again, I know it's not as white and black as this, but apparently we offered up to 40 million for them, or up to 40-50 million for Aouar, and they wanted 60, or we offered 30 something and they wanted 50. And ifs and buts don't do anything. But if you got a Mustafi off the wage bills, if you sold El Nene, regardless of his resurgence in the team, if you got Mustafi and a Socrates, if I haven't said it already, you know, if you got even a couple of players, and even Balogun, you know, you rejected 5 million from Brentford, who I just spoke about earlier in last Jan, you know, all these little 2s and 5 millions, and if free transfers, wage budget being freed up, this obviously gives you more money to play around. And, you know, a 10 million re-raised, that 10 million could have been slapped on the Aouar thing and we could have got it done. Now, allegedly, there's many different reasons for the Aouar thing not working. You know, Arsenal not putting down the money, Ulas playing around, his brother and agents wanting more commission and going back on their word. We'll never know. I personally think the Aouar boat is gone. You know, we've got 2.5 months to at least find someone in January. We've got a whole year to be looking and scouting targets. So I plead with Arsenal scouts, or however we're doing our recruitment, if they're doing stat DNA, to draw a list of 20 targets, find 20 men, go out and scout them, go out and review them, and whittle down the list to about 5, 6, maybe 7 max legit names, and then see if they're feasible. We now see that they're feasible and attainable in terms of ability, but is there any factors we need to learn about? Go and learn about their personality. Go and learn about the president of their club. Can negotiations be done? And go and bring one. You know, it's that simple, man. It's really that simple, really. Can't forget Martinelli. Can't forget Martinelli at all, man. Cannot forget Martinelli. I'm loving the love you lot are coming in. Make sure you hit the like buttons, people. Moderators, make sure you're on job because I can't catch everything, people. I'm scrolling up quickly. I don't want to miss anything. I'm seeing a lot of love, man. Big up yourself, Carter, man. I don't know why you got banned. Moderators patting him up, man. Maybe he said something. I don't know. Gary, means a lot, man. It means a lot, man. Very big praise, man. Big praise. I'm loving you lot in here right now, man. Yeah, you say you're a Spurs fan, so it's peak for you, my G. You know what it is with our defenders, and I don't think Gabriel is perfect. You know, he's still raw. He's learning a lot. I just feel, excluding Gabriel, our players go through form. Like Holding, you know, he's not a bad centre-half, but he does show you naiveties, but then he goes through form. I think we all can see David Luiz will have great periods, but at times, you know, you've always got to be on edge and be prepared to accept the clangers he makes. Gabriel clearly looks a bit raw. We look at at least, you know, last game against Sheffield and obviously the Fulham game, he does like that under hit pass more yet. So, you know, we got away with it against Sheffield. We got away with it against Fulham. You could attribute the Fulham one to Leno, but your luck might run out. We might play thingy. He might play an under hit pass one day and the other team go out and score. So we need to be wary. I think we need a suitable partner. I want it to be Saliba. For me, Saliba and Holding, along with Gabriel, they're the three centre-halves in my thinking. It's now down to Mavropanos on loan to show he can do it. The club to consider bringing in, man. You know, the Mustafis and Chambers, can you convince the club you've got roles here? Because in theory, Mustafi should be central to our plans. He's what, 27, 28? I could be wrong. You know, Mustafi's in his prime ages. We should be talking about Gabriel with Mustafi or a man with Mustafi. Mustafi's 28. You know, he's got a lot of years left. And the way we, including myself, speak about him, it's like he's all 32 and that with soccer artists. And for soccer artists, it ain't over. He's been to Italy, you know. Put 32 as the new 22 in Italy. Them man there play forever. So we'll have to see. I don't mind Daniel Ceballos staying permanently at the club. I really like how he's been developing. But again, it comes down to money on the table. Maybe, man. Maybe. I wouldn't want Aouar to stay on loan. Aouar was one of them players. If we're gonna sign him, he needs to come back right now. He needs to sign for the club now. Nah, it's a Partey. It's for me. It's probably a Partey, Xhaka, and then Ceballos thing. Really, I think El Nene's got to do up the squad basis thing. But then again, you know, whenever El Nene's been thrown in, he's done his thing. So I guess that is something we could consider. Really. You know, or can you go Ceballos? Can you go with a pivot of? I've actually got a video coming out on this, people. So make sure you've got your alerts on or edit it after. But could we go with Ceballos, Partey, and Willian? You know, and then you could play a Saka or a Pepe. You know, Aubameyang's there. We've got some problems. There's many different trios and pivots you could do in midfield. Can you go Maitland-Niles and Partey in terms of being dynamic? You know, there's a lot for Arteta to consider, man. There's a lot for him to consider. Let me scroll down and see what else you lot are saying, man. When's Deluded Thoughts coming back? Soon, my guy, man. I'll get something down to you lot this week. I've got a lot of thoughts. I've just been kind of calling off on that, man. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that you lot like that. And I like to do that as well because like there's been a lot of things I've read and a lot of things I've heard and a lot of things, especially with my issues, especially relating to the laptop breaking. A lot of you were saying some nice little thoughts and it was nice to know people felt the same way. It was nice to know how much my work resonated with people. And for me, you know, when I was going through worse stuff before YouTube, it was lovely to know that, not lovely to know someone's going through it, but it's like, man, I'm not crazy. I'm thinking something the same person is, or they feel the same way. So it's good therapy, man. It's good therapy. And it's just keep people's hopes up, man, because life throws a lot of curveballs. It's how we react to them. Life's been throwing me curveballs. Life is still throwing me curveballs. Like even now, man's trying to take the YouTube to a next level and make it something. Do you get it? But to do that, it's tough. It's tough financially. It's tough mentally. There's a lot of anxiety. I'm not going to lie, I got more of a spring in my step, my guy, car. You lot support me. And with the GoFundMe stuff, with the laptop breaking and stuff, it showed me like, you lot, forget the money. You lot mess with me to another level. And it's like, you know, it's like Aubameyang. Like Aubameyang must know he's a good footballer. He must know he's a good striker. But when you got the fans loving you and supporting you, it raises your spirits at next level. And I really appreciate you lot for that, man. It sounds cliche. I'll never truly be able to articulate fully how it made me feel, people. But it means the effing world, seriously, man. Thank you very much for that. If whether you donated finances or your time, or you offered positive advice, or you might not have been able to donate something, but you made sure you retweeted it and you tried to get some traction going. Just nice comment. You lot don't know. You lot always say I mean a lot to you lot. You lot don't have an effing clue what you mean to me. So from the bottom of my heart, big up everybody, not only tuning in, but that's been rocking with me in any way, big or small. It means a lot. It means a lot. He will get minutes at Brentford, man. Come on. When you come into the US, hey, I want to, man. If I had the finances, I would, you know, if the political landscape was different. I've only been to, well, I'm lying. I've been to Minnesota and I've been to Florida, but they were only family things. I want to go there and, you know, live my own life, man. I'd love to hit up New York. I'd love to go Chicago. You know, there's a couple places I'd love to go in America, man. I'd love to. Need to get my P straight, right? If Guendouzi gets his head down on loan and comes back a better player, would you keep him or cash in? Well, if he comes back a better player, I see no reason why he can't come back and play for Arsenal. Maybe a year out, he saw he was moving mad. Maybe Arteta's already forgiven him, but it's a whatever thing. You know, maybe it's a thing where Guendouzi was told he's allowed to stay, he can play, but Arteta said, you know what, I'm going with different targets. El Nene's ahead of you in this thing right now. I'm bringing in Partey. Ceballos is there, and you know how I feel about Xhaka and Joe. So minutes are gazy for you. Go out and prove to me why you should be playing, sort of thing. It could have been one of them. For me, it's clearly, you know, we tried to offer him out on loans with obligations to buy and permanent offers, and it didn't bang. Nobody wanted it. Nobody was on it. It's as simple as that. No one wanted it. So he's gone to Marseille. You know, he's returned to his homeland. He gets an opportunity to play in the first division. You know, a man said Marseille. That's who he was linked with. He's gone to Hertha Berlin. He's gone to Germany, which is not his homeland. The kits confused me. Either way, first team football. He wants to go to the Euros, and he's been called up by France before. To have any hope, you've got to be playing regular football. You know, he's got the number 8. Every footballer wants to feel important, wants to feel a sense of responsibility, so he can go out and do that. Go and put yourself in the shop window for other clubs, or to convince Hertha to take you permanently, or for Deschamps to have no reason but to bring you next year to the Euros, or for Arsenal fans or anything connected with Arsenal or loan watches that we're talking about. Can Guendouzi force his way? It's the same way Ceballos collectively over last season should have aim to play to the standard where anytime you mention Ceballos, you mention Arsenal, and that statement of why was he loaned out? Why did he go? Why is he not playing for Madrid? That's what he's got to do. I do think their door is open. Personally, though, I think this is designed to put him in the shop window, and you know, too many things have happened, and he'll firmly depart like Torreira next season. Ironically, I would like Torreira and Guendouzi to come back into the team. There's other midfielders I would like to leave more. So yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully he gets more minutes. Sometimes you've seen him training with the first team in pictures. I hope he does. If he earns it, he needs to earn it, though. You know, you can't just get it because you're a talented young player. I'm not saying he does or he believes that, but you need to earn it, really. Definitely would like us to look at him, really. Nah, I like Tar, to be fair with you. To be fair, nah, man, we could probably give them lower than that. I'm a big fan of Benrahma, so I'm going to say Benrahma, but only just. In fact, Buendia, I think Buendia would fit in perfectly. I'd say for what I would want, I'd say Benrahma, but I think for what I think what will currently bring Arsenal more balance right now, I'd say Buendia. Trust me, and that's what I mean. He's getting more responsibility. He's starting to understand it's not just about showcasing how great you are technically. You've got to affect the game. What, are West Ham trying to secure Benrahma? I thought it was Palace. I think if he stays, we'll see him in the Prem, but initially he's going to have to do up the Europa League. He's going to have to remain patient, my guy. So I don't know when we'll truthfully see him. Apparently, and, you know, that might be Ozil and that might be Socrates, but then again, you know, Arteta and Ozil have a good relationship. They were fist pumping, so he might allow him. He might just allow him. He is the one to take over, my guy. He is the one to take over. But same way, even if Martinelli goes up front, you know, I can't expect Martinelli over a 38-game period to score in every game and whatnot. We still need another striker. We need options. I think many people underestimate, not you, but the need for options, the need for depth, the need for, you know, other people to do things. They don't call me YouTube's N'Golo Kante for no reason, my guy. If I want my dreams to become a reality in this thing, I've got to work harder. Simple as, man, you know. Is what it is. Working hard and smart. There's nothing else, man. Come on, man. Over 200 people watching, as my man said, as Daniel said, over 75 likes. Well, 75 likes. Let's pattern that up, man. Can we get that to 100? That's what I'm saying. I'm cool with Luiz. Like, I think with Luiz, you know he's got a mistake in him. But when you accept that, I'm not saying it's good enough, but when you accept that, your heart's at ease. Gabriel and Luiz is calm. You know, the older Brazilian, the younger Brazilian speak the same language. You know, I think I'm not too sure on Gabriel's level of English yet, but they both speak Portuguese and I'm probably sure French. So that's decent as well. You know, even if Saliba was a bit more up to scratch, you know, a back three of Saliba on the right, David Luiz in the middle, Gabriel on the left, Luiz talking them both through the game, I wouldn't mind that at all. And Saliba's of the age right now. He's a good defender, but he needs a voice in his ear. And I think at least David Luiz provides that, man. Probably, man. But, you know, I hope Saliba gets through any of these personal issues he is going through, man. Trust me, I think Swansea's a good fit because they're playing young players. Look at Conor Gallagher, look at Brewster. I'm probably missing out a couple of other names, man. For me, I believe he's a rotation option. I like Xhaka. I think Xhaka's got some quality. I just don't think he's a starter all the time thing. But Arteta knows more than me. There's got to be a reason as to why he's captain for his country and as to why, you know, he's obviously been used by Emery, used by Lombard, used by Arteta, used by Wenger. They can't all be wrong. There's got to be something, because there's a lot of harsh critics on Xhaka. Even if you're your harshest of critics, there's got to be something he's showing. Now, you could say they're all deluded and they're all whatever, but, you know, they all know more football than us, but they've used him. So there's got to be some reason for it, whether I can see it or not. You get it, people? Love for that, my guy, man. If we can, if we do several things, if we pattern up our consistency, you know, nothing. Because listen, the only reason we didn't get top four is ourselves. There's better teams than us. There's better players, but it's consistency. We could not show consistency over a 38-game period. You know, our own enemies are us. You know, there's people that got better individuals, but based on the start of this season, nobody's clear of anybody. Nobody's gone clear. Nobody's doing the most. So we shot ourselves in the foot with that one. Consistency is going to be what this club live and die by. If they want to reach the Holy Grail again and be back in Champions League football, they'll do that. If not, you know what it is. Come on, man. I told you, look, man, I'm trying to ting. Right, and we're getting close to our limit on StreamYard. And to be fair with you, I'm trying to upgrade people, man. Like, someone help me, man. I'm trying to get some better graphics, you know. I'm trying to get some graphics flying off. I'm trying to just little patterns. People are saying move to using OBS and not StreamYard. I've been researching, but it's tough, man. Like, the best thing I could do with this technology thing is offer my opinion. And this is some stuff, apologies, I'm having to learn about this YouTube stuff. You're having to learn to be an editor, learn to do, you know, other little things. For me, the key has been learning the algorithm. You know, can I get it when people type in Arsenal or whatever? Can my videos be seen? Because it sounds illogical, but your content could be as great. People need to see it. So that's one thing, man. No one's forgotten Martinelli, my G. You can't forget Martinelli. Let's just call on him and wait until he gets his injury back, come back from his injury. Yeah, my guy, I said Watford as well, you know, help them get promoted. Literally, their training ground's right next to ours. You know, wouldn't even have to uproot wherever he's staying in England too far. So I'm all for that, man. Respect, DG. Come on, man. From America, you know, he said, do you think Smith Rowe will have a breakout year when given his opportunities? I hope so. I personally think we should look to turn him into a midfielder, central based, which has been spoken on, but, you know, central based, cam, flanks, he can get game time. Him, Nelson, Joe, grab your chances. As simple as that. Probably going to have to wait for Europa League. Grab your chances. If you get the occasional start in the Prem or come off the bench, grab your chances. You're still young. Nobody's looking at you to be the most elite and what, but you've got to show you can help. You've got to show you can put some consistent runs of form together. Look how many Saka has been unfortunate towards the tail end of last season and to a degree this season to find himself on the bench. Any game he's played this season, and he will have bad games, but any game he's played so far this season, he seized his opportunities. He's been the best player, or when you're talking about best players, you're saying, my man was good, shout out Saka because Saka did this. That's what I want to see. Take your game to a next level, and it's down to them. You know, Smith Rowe is 21, I believe, next year. Reece Nelson, irrelevant to this, but he's 21 in December. He's still young, but you need to progress a bit now. You're not 18, 19, and it's only going to come if it's down to them. You know, it's only going to happen if it's down to them. It's as simple as that, my guy. Love for the questions, man. You lot are throwing me off of it. I love you lot, man. I came here to talk about a couple things. We're not talking about none of that because you lot just said F that, man. DG, we got questions for you, man. Big up, man. Come on, keep smashing the like buttons, man. Maybe he's still hungover from that new contract he signed. Nah, it's one of them things, man. I think Aubameyang Aubameyang will thingy. Aubameyang will come good, he'll score his goals and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I wish I could mention why, but I don't know. I just want to see him score because he ain't really got to celebrate the new contract and whatnot. I'm sure the longer it goes on, the more people are going to start going, oh, maybe he's lost his hunger and all of that. Guendouzi is a bit of a different one. People think he's overrated. People think he's underrated. I love Guendouzi. I think he's a good player. I think there's a lot of development to do. I think he's got passion, but you need to rein in the passion and arrogance because it can quickly become disrespectful. You need to know when to not cut off your nose to spite your face. I'm sure in his 20-odd years, even if he leaves Arsenal, he'll probably look back in a couple of years and say, I could have handled it a bit better. I could have done things a bit better. I could have and whatnot, And Guendouzi will be only one of those people that he'll either be a household name in world football or he'll do nothing because that is his potential. And you've got to want to kick on people. Come on, keep getting them likes up, Daniel. Keep applying pressure. Love for the love I'm seeing so much. Ethan, big up Ethan. He's always in the comments, man. Come on, man. I'm good, my guy. I hope the same for you. You said, who would you like us to sign next season and who do you think will get shipped out? Shipped out, I believe David Luiz, this is his last season. I think this is Socrates and Mustafi's last year. Potentially Chambers might be gone as well. Kolasinac, if I haven't said, I think I'm not going to go so far to say Lacazette, but there's a decision to make over Lacazette. If you're not going to give him this new deal, you need to move him on. He'll have a year left in the summer. So we'll have to see that one. Brought in, would love a Szoboszlai, would love a Yari Vestajan. Jeremy Doku, who's now gone to Rems. Think that's someone to look at. Would love a small hope to go back for Aouar, my guy. But I think these ones there, it's a myth now. It's a myth. I think these ones there are gone, my guy, now. But I'd say that, I'd say that because if we're honest, we've signed Gabriel and Partey, but there's not enough collective options in this team. So I'd say that, my guy, man. A creative midfielder or a midfielder with creativity is someone we need to look at. He's still early on in his career. Let's not go as far as to say that. But I definitely would, Smith Rowe, I'm sorry, my guy, but Upamecano and a certain amount of P's, I would have to entertain it, I'd have to entertain it. I'm not saying that it would happen, but I'd have to listen to it. I'd really have to listen to it. Come on, man, keep getting the likes up, man. Come on, my guy, man. Hey, don't crash that, man. I hope I'm providing you some quality on your lorry drive, man. Like I said, I respect everyone, man. However you're listening right now, whether you're at work, whether you found a free period in your day, whether you're working out, whatever you're doing, it means a lot, man. Oh, you're tough, innit, Sinan? You don't deserve to chat to me about I'm smoking. I'll smoke some biscotti if you buy it, though. I ain't smoking nothing right now, though. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what else we've got, man. I've spoken about Ozil, and I think, we can talk about his PR. Let's remember the key part of that story is that a man that's been serving this club very well for 20-odd years is able to keep his role if it does happen, man. I bring them through, man. Comment that in the video, man. Comment, hey, come, hit me up, media, man. Hit me up. Because where people say they can, the opportunity is there. Please don't sell dreams. Who's that? Who's Datey Devil? Let me take a picture of that. Are you running banks, Chris, or is that actually someone? I don't know, man. For sentimental reasons, of course. Jack Wilshere for sentimental reasons, of course, you sign Jack Wilshere. But, logically, there's probably no legit reason to sign Jack Wilshere. And today I've actually seen, apparently he's in talk to sign for Steven Gerrard's Rangers, which, again, he's played for West Ham, which is a heavily supported club. He's played for a big club in Arsenal and he's won stuff as well. To play for one of the biggest teams in Scotland, when you look back in your career, it could be decent. So, and to say you've managed and spent a season or whatever with Steven Gerrard, which I'm sure he looked up to, and anyone would love to, any midfield, any player, anyone that's watched Premier League would love to pick Gerrard's brains, especially a midfielder would love to pick Gerrard's brains. So I hope Wilshere can have some sort of positive end to his career of sorts, because he's only 28 and it's just sad, man. It's sad. You never normally get asked that. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Aye. Hey, Rax, please do your uni course, man. I'm gonna be here. Do your uni course. Please do your uni course. I have to say Partey because he signed for Arsenal, but we need to respect Kante's thing, man. What Kante's won the World Cup, Kante playing a star role, Kante's given a lot to the game. We have to respect his thing. Progressing very well and started the season very well. If he buries the hatchet, why not? But I think that one there is gone. No, I've kind of answered that already. Trust me, man. It's free. Get the like button. Hit it up, man. Hit it up. Brandt or Grealish next season. Brandt, sorry, is probably more attainable because, you know, Aston Villa are not going to want to sell Grealish cheaply and he's going to have to force a move. Would he want to do that with that club? Only he could answer. But you're probably looking at about 70 million for Grealish before they even listen to what you have to say. So, yeah. I like him, but nah, man, pass, man. I think we can use the wages and whatnot elsewhere. Come on, man. Hey, some of you are killing me, man. Big up my Indian fans, people tuning in from India. Mad. Pardon me. You know, it's difficult to make it for any central midfielder, but I definitely think Ben Cottrell has the talent. You know, you're just waiting on him to develop a bit physically. He's got the technical abilities, he's got the engine, he puts himself around the pitch. I do think there's an avenue to even potentially sneak in a place or a pathway at left wing back, which he played against MK Dons. I think he's going to have a good career, whether it's at Arsenal or elsewhere. Definitely think he's got a big chance of it. But again, it's down to him to keep improving. It's down to the luck to get a chance and whatnot. Surprised maybe more people didn't take James, but you know, other Arsenal's loss or any team's loss is Everton's gain. He's showing what he can do, sort of thing. Love for the support. I'm trying, my guy. I'm one man. I'm trying, man. I promise by the end of the season, you'll see progress. And from now till then, you'll see small progress. But Rome weren't built in a day, man. True. I like Kante. I'll take him in the squad, to be fair, for the right price still. I'm going to be positive, and I do see Pepe nailing down a spot. Last time I saw in relation to this, my guy, it said end of December, but it is what it is. Come on, man. Hit the like button. Listen, hit the like button. We have to do that, man. It is what it is. Hey, Trini bad. Respect. Need to bring in a midfielder. We'll probably see some young players go out on loan. You know, if Eddie, Joe, Nelson, Emil, Saliba, if still here, you know, depending on the level of football, these lot might want to go out on loan. So I'd say the bulk of it would probably be some more loans if we can assess. If we can assess and have a good shot of bringing in a creative man, I would love that to happen, man. But I don't know. I really don't know. Now we're 42 minutes in. Let's actually do what I was here to do, people. Let's talk about everybody's transfer in the league. Everybody's transfers in the league. Come on. You lot have made me 42 minutes late to what I actually want to speak about. But let's speak about the business. Now, we all know what Arsenal did. On the face of it, we brought in Willian on a free transfer. We signed Partey and Gabriel. You know, Partey for £45 million, Gabriel for 27, which in isolation are two very cheap purchases in today's day and age. The signings of Marie and Suarez, which we knew already were to be made permanent. We also brought in Ceballos and we brought in a backup keeper. So it's okay business. Obviously, sadly, you know, we saw Torreira, Guendouzi and Martinez, three players that I feel could have been part of this team without talking about the need to raise funds, depart the club, as did we see a number of loan spells. I like what Palace did. You know, there's still talk of Palace bringing in Ben Rama, but I think in signing Eze for 20 million, they can make their money back if it doesn't work. And that's a big signing. And I hope he hits it off. I hope he hits it off with Zaha. I hope he proves to be the long-term replacement for Wilfried Zaha. They obviously signed Nathan Ferguson from West Brom on a free transfer as well, which I also feel is also a good signing and an underrated signing. And I want him to keep going, people. I like Saka in that role, my dude. Is what it is. I think Spurs, on the basis of if you ask an equal amount of Spurs and Arsenal fans, are they entirely happy with your business? I don't think Spurs have anything to complain about. Maybe bringing in another centre half. For us, we're saying we're happy with a centre half and a midfielder. Arguably, we needed two of each. disregarding Saliba at centre-half for a sec, and we needed more outgoings. We ain't really done that. I feel Everton have done solid business. Spurs have as well, but as have Everton. You know, they brought in Nkudu from Marseille. Better yet than that, they brought in Decore, James, and Alisson. You've seen their immediate impact. All three midfielders have introduced. You know, James is a showman, and he's already started off with goals and assists. Decore is that box-to-box presence. Allen, same box-to-box, but putting in a foot. They've completely changed that midfield. They've also brought in Olsen as well. Is that the goalie? I could be wrong. I'm not too sure on that, but I don't think he can challenge Pickford. There is question marks over Pickford. I feel Ben Godfrey for 20 million is a steal from Everton. He's still a bit raw. There's still a couple mistakes he made, but he's someone I would have wanted at Arsenal. He's someone I see them making a profit on. I see him going to, you know, a top 4 club one day when he develops. I see him playing for England. I really like Ben Godfrey. Fulham needed to act, and deadline day they did a bit of a madness. Fulham signing stand at Kenny Tete, Anya from Torino, Ademola Lookman on loan from Leipzig, and let's hope Ademola Lookman has a decent season. He seems to have cooling off the boil. Areola and goals, a good signing for them. They brought in Harrison Reed. They brought Lemena in on loan. They've brought Knockout in from Brighton. They've signed Robertson from Wigan. Deadline day, I think they also brought in Anderson from Lyon, the centre-half that Arsenal previously wanted. They brought in Tolson from Man City for 2 million. And they've confirmed the signing of Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan. And you're hoping from a Fulham point of view that these lot can help them stay in the league. So I think so far, I think Everton, relative to Everton, I say Everton, Chelsea, Spurs. Before I think about anything else, I say them teams, I'll give them the best business. I think best signing for me, and I know it happened in January, confirmed in January, I'd say Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich. I would say that, or Thiago to Liverpool, because Thiago was dirt cheap. I know he had his contract. Sané is a ridiculous signing sort of thing. Obviously, big up Thomas Partey for signing for Arsenal. I feel Havertz and Werner will prove their worth for Chelsea. Didn't see Bale going back to Spurs by any stretch of the imagination, and that's a big signing sort of thing. But I feel Everton, like I said, Everton, Spurs, they've done good business, very good business. Leeds, you know, they made a couple of signings at youth level. You know, they signed Drama from Fulham, Greenwood from Arsenal, Charlie Allen from Linfield, Helder Costa permanently from Wolves. You know, Gerhard from Wigan with their financial issues. They brought in Rafinha from Rennes, Lorente, Rodrigo, Jack Harrison back on loan, should probably make his permanent. Koch, you know, some good signings. And Million. He's really developed a lot, that young French keeper, since I last looked at him, really. So top business. Individual signings, I think for me, Thiago's a bad boy signing. I think Sané, I'll include Jude Bellingham because these are summer transfers to me. They weren't involved for the new teams last year. Thiago's got to be up there if I haven't said it. And I feel Wesley Fofana of Leicester, you know, like Saliba, young centre-half with all the potential in the world. I think, you know, he's going to go off and make them a decent profit in the same way they brought in Harry Maguire from Hull for a respectable sum. And they conned Man United 8 million. I think Fofana is going to the top of the game. They also signed Cengiz Under on loan from Roma, and you're hoping that he can show what he's on. And they signed Constance from Atlanta. I can never say his name, but that fullback started off well. Now, you've got to respect Liverpool for raising 33 million between Lovren and Brewster. You know, it's very much the same stuff with them, you know. I know they brought in the young Greek lad. They brought in Jota for 45 million to complement their side. For me, you know, Thiago, do I need to tell you how Thiago's a good signing? Man City, I felt Man City could have done more, but their problems mainly are defensive. They brought in Ruben Dias for 65 million. They've brought in Ake. You know, I don't know if Ferran Torres will prove he's of the level to, you know, replace Sané and make them forget about Sané, but they've won and done that, you know. They've spent a respectable sum. Man United, you know, they had a better end on deadline day. It makes it look a bit better. You know, they've signed 2 right wingers. They signed Ahmed Diallo from Atlanta. I don't think that one's happening straight away. He's got a lot of potential. They've signed Pelisteri, the Uruguayan lad. Now, I don't have the most knowledge, but he's very exciting. I feel if you give that 18-year-old time, you're waiting for him to beef up a bit, he could be a very good signing for Manchester United. I really rate him. He looked to be going to Lyon once upon a time. And there's no real big hit on them. Like, didn't Lyon have a £5 to £10 million agreement? And I don't know how much he cost United, but I can't imagine it's too much. Alex Telles for 15.4 million from Porto. Again, I don't want him to make me look stupid, but based on what I've seen with him, he looks to be a good signing. And for 15.4 million, That's a good addition. Now, United's midfield probably lacks balance, but I feel in isolation, irrelevant to that, Van der Beek is a good signing for 39 million as well. Obviously, Man United were able to sell Chris Smalling, and the big one is Jadon Sancho. I'll always think United will always try and go for Jadon Sancho, but if you've just brought in two right wingers, two young right wingers, and you've still got Daniel James, not that he's relevant, but are you going to bring, is that signings to just tie you over until you can bring in Sancho? Are you now saying Sancho's a myth because you're now hearing he's more likely to go to Liverpool? So there's that, man. Newcastle brought in Jeff Hendrick and Ryan Fraser for free. They also made a good signing in Jamal Lewis. I don't know about Rodrigo Vilca. I don't know about him. And, you know, Callum Wilson's already proven to be a big boy signing for him. You are completely right, guys. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs people for now, and he might not be at that job longer, you know. Sheffield United brought in Bogle from Derby, brought in Max Lowe, got a Manford on loan, which are good signings. Signed two keepers, Fodringham from Rangers on loan, Ramsdale from relegated Bournemouth. And, you know, they smashed their transfer record to bring in Ryan Brewster, which, again, you know, Brewster, you want to see if he can do it in the Prem. For Southampton, they brought in Salisu, the centre-half who's gained a lot of plaudits in Spain. Kyle Walker-Peters signing was made permanent. Giallo from Bretts is a good player, but ain't really got time to show it. And their son has returned home a man in Theo Walcott's joined on loan. You know, you have to respect Spurs for their business. They got Benfica forward on loan Carlos Vinicius. They brought back Gareth Bale. They brought in Sergi Reguilon. Matt Doherty has joined. Joe Hart's going to play no part, but, you know, he's going to be a teacher's pet, a sort of experienced head. And they brought in Højbjerg. You know, and like I said, excluding the centre-half, you can't really get on. Spurs fans can't be unhappy with that, you know. West Ham, they brought in Souček, or confirmed the signing, and brought in another Slavia Prague player in Kofal. West Brom's business, main significant one is Conor Gallagher on loan. To be fair, the bulk of it was things done already, and you've got to praise Dean Garner for signing from West Ham. I said Everton, I said Spurs, I said another name, but you've got to credit Wolves as well. You know, Semedo's a big signing. Rian Et-Nouri's joined on loan from Angers. You know, they're fully doing the FM thing. They've signed Marcao from Lyon. They've signed Victor Ferreira. And the big boy blockbuster signing, they've signed Fabio Silva, which is a bad boy signing, people. So there's been a lot of business done by a lot of clubs, people. Best signings for me would have to be Thiago. For me, to be fair, because I'm a big fan of Thiago. But moving on from that, do you think Partey is enough for Arsenal in isolation? No, I don't think it is enough. You know, it's a big signing. It's one that gets people thinking and whatnot, and it definitely makes us stronger at our task of getting top four. But, you know, he can't do it alone. There's 38 games. You know, there's however many up much in the cup competitions. Football's a game of 11 players. I can't expect one player to carry 10 other men. So it's not enough. You know, what happens if Partey's injured or gets suspended or loses form? Who else is there of the same level? I'm going to give praise. I'm happy for Partey, but in relation to doing it alone, who knows, man? It was good. It was good when Arteta took the shackles off and freed us up a bit. It was very good. Frankfurt, you know. Mad. Big up you lot, man. I don't agree, but I each to their own, man. I think Fulham would have been good for him, but I get it, man. I get it. Definitely is a midfielder a lot of the young players could learn on. Rondon, I like him. He's all right still. I would like, if I was a Spurs fan, I'd like a centre-half of a bit more calibre, but I get it. You need to get a centre-half. You know, it is a difficult market. Like I said, the only thing you're looking at from Spurs is, can you bring in a centre-half? And if they deem he's the man, then he's the man. Like, I could be wrong, but is he Welsh as well? Which obviously ties into the whole Gareth Bale thing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And he's a fairly decent centre-half, man. He's been developing for a couple of years now. He's 22 years of age. He's a fairly decent ball player. So you can't really get onto him. I think he's 6'3", maybe more than that. So he's got decent height. I don't know about the fee. I saw 16, 18 million. You'd imagine you can make your P's back if he doesn't, you know, bang. So decent signing, man. Decent signing. And you've obviously got until, forgive me if I'm wrong, you've got until the 16th to do them signings from the Championship. If Arsenal or Spurs in question or any team wants to do that, man. You'd like to imagine it would, I don't want to get gas, but you'd like to imagine the shackles are free, because like you said, you'd have Ozil, you'd have Socrates, you'd have David Luiz, you'd have Mustafi, you know, significant wages. off the wage bill. Then obviously you have the contracted people till 2022. You'd have to make a decision on the future of Lacazette. We'd have to make a decision, pardon me, on the future of Kolasinac, which appears to be out of here. You know, El Nene, big up El Nene, but is he someone that could be moved on? Because he's on about 50k. Not that I feel you have to force it, just to paint the picture on what you've asked me, my dude. So, yeah, man, you'd like to feel in an ideal world. I know football isn't as white and black as this, but all them wages being freed up and whatnot, that's peace for us to do a mazza. Now, if, and again, ifs and buts don't exist in football, but if what you're saying and what I've just said, if we add in, if we get top four, then we're laughing a bit. Maybe the shackles can get freed. Maybe, you know, we could, you know, if the Aouar situation arises again with the next one, we could say, all right, cool. We don't want to pay you 50 million, but that's what you want. Take it and leave us alone, sort of thing. So I hope it does for Arteta, for all of the rest of the people that are going to be involved in Arsenal. I hope so, man. Really hope so. Other questions we got. I'm going to get out of here soon, people. But swear down. You're lying, man. Let me look. Oh, don't, you're joking, man. I'm trying to find it, my guy. Let me go on Charles Watts. Kieran Tierney has to self-isolate for 14 days starting yesterday after Scotland midfielder Stuart Armstrong tested positive for COVID. According to the Scottish FA, Tierney has been deemed to have been in close contact with Armstrong. That would rule him out of Man City away. So we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to deal with it. Unfortunately, you know, forget the Man City game for a second. This is a man's health. Hopefully there's nothing serious with that. But we're going to have to deal with that one there, innit? And if you're Kolasinac, you're laughing. You know, in theory, this could be something for Holding. This Holding back into the side, or this could be something that gives Saliba an opportunity. Because if I'm Saliba now and I'm training with the team after not going off for international duty, I believe, I could be wrong. You know, this is some chance for you to get game time. But, you know, you're probably looking at Holding, Gabriel and Saliba now. Holding, Gabriel and David Luiz at centre-half. Obviously, that probably means Bukayo Saka or Maitland-Niles have to do a job. So, and this is what we was talking about. Ironically, I was speaking at the beginning of this podcast about the need to sign a left back. The need if something happens, and fitness. Now, ironically, this is nothing to do with fitness. This is more health. But again, levels. And I've been disrespectful to Kolasinac. You also have to remember Kolasinac is an option to do what Tierney does in a back three, playing as part of that back three at centre half, and also playing that fullback. Now, I wouldn't want him to play wing back against Man City because I think Kolasinac is a liability. But we might have to do it. You know, hopefully Kieran Tierney and anyone else connected gets fine. Is fine, but we'll have to see, man. I would like to hope so, but truthfully, I think he's kicked his last ball for Arsenal. I can't see a way back, and I don't know the truth in this. I want to see the truth come out because I'm seeing Ozil and Arteta fist pump, you know. So Arteta must not want to freeze him out as much as being portrayed, but we all know it's people above him probably pressuring that decision. So I don't know. One thing's for sure is that he's going to see out his contract. He's got another 8 months or so to it runs out. I believe Charles Watts actually reported in the last couple of months, we've actually paid him 10.5 million. So we're shagging ourselves, people. Let me go down. I can't find it on this Twitter. It was either Charles Watts or someone else. They said in the time that we're acting over Ozil, it's about 10 million that we've paid. I could be wrong. I'm not a finance man. Yeah, nobody said he tested positive. He's just there though. Or maybe you're talking about people in the comments. Come on, man. That's what you want to see, man. We can laugh and joke and do this, you know, laugh at Spurs. You got no trophies, Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, health is wealth. I don't know, man. I would like him to play at right back as well, people. I would like it, man. If he tests is negative, he's being quarantined anyways. So he's being ruled out. He's being ruled out. I have a lot of different people on my stream. All my man them support different clubs. Would you take Yari Vestation? My guy, I've been campaigning for that. I would love to take Samore. He's a different player to Partey, my guy, completely. There's similarities, but I think they're both different. But nonetheless, he would be a good help for us. One more question, people, before I keep it moving, man. Come on, someone give me one more question. Come on, somebody hit it up. And make sure you're hitting the like button, please, man. Even Daniel's forsaken me. You lot got 30 seconds. If someone don't ask a better question or another question, I might as well just keep it moving now. Can't see anything. Let me quickly look on Sky Sports and let me just type in Arsenal and see what's happening. Nothing to do in the future of Arsenal. Just still the bulk of it. Saliba's going out on loan. Saliba this and that. What? People are tipping Arsenal. People are tipping Jack Wilshere to come back to Arsenal. Listen, I want Wilshere to come back. That's my heart, but my brain says this. Listen, we need to remove ourselves. Apparently, Adrian Durham believes Arsenal. Well, of TalkSport, not that I want to give them any clout. Apparently, he will return to Arsenal. Boy, I don't think so, but let's see. Arteta was his teammate. Arteta was very sympathetic to him, but we'll have to see. Big up Bukayo Saka as well for training with England, and he's also been praised today for taking the effort to do little things like learn people's names and whatnot in and around Arsenal. Come on, man. I love this. Trust me. The like buttons, you lot are coming hard with that. Keep it up. Keep it up. We've got a couple more questions now, so I might as well do these and keep it moving. Might do, but I think it'll prove too difficult. Top goal scorer this season, if you're talking about in the Premier League, you know, if Calvert-Lewin continues this, he's going to be a gunman. Vardy's shown he's not playing any games. I've always got to gas up Aubameyang. I love Aubameyang. Kane is always going to be up there. Mohamed Salah has started and come out the block strongly. Mane will probably chip in. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to just back my guy Aubameyang because he plays for this club. But there's some serious people coming for the crown. Ings last season as well. There's serious strikers out there, man. You can't, you know, whether fit or not, you've got to mention Sergio Aguero. To just take it to another level, my guy. I want to keep, you know, I want to, maybe it's too big of a hope, but in an ideal world, I would like 30,000 subscribers for the end of the season. I am hoping to get 50. Really, I am. That's the target. With 30 is the target, is the goal, but 30 is the goal. The target is 50, or the other way around. I need to get 50. So I'd say, you know, just getting better graphics, getting the better, you know, just better in myself, better in how I deliver the content, better in the graphics, better in, you know, the scheduling, better in, you know, the tenacity in what I bring videos out, trying to diversify. The main one has been collabs. And that's why I've made a collective effort to get more collabs going. Hey, Son could be up there as well, you know, based on the way he's going, but I hope it's not a Spurs man. If it's got to be a Spurs man, it's got to be Kane because he's an Arsenal guy, man. True. All right, man. Keep hitting up the likes. I should ask Rance, you know, to be fair. That's his brother. I would love that, man. That would bring me a couple of subscribers and that. Come on, my guy, man. Big up yourself as well. Aye. See, that's all it takes, man. One like. I want to, and you saw in the second half, you know, Arteta putting through the middle. I want to see that. I want to see Aubameyang through the middle more so this season. I don't think his hold-up play is as quite limited as people make out. Of course, when you're playing more physical opponents, it brings the need for Lacazette. But I want to see that, man. I want to see that. I want to see that. Hope so, Adrian. With people like you, you know, I'm on a regular basis. I've come to expect not only your username, but that DP in some of my comments. So with low support like yourself, I can't go wrong. I can only get better, man. Hey, man, if you lot want, you know what? You lot really want that stream? I'll see what I can do. Let me write that down to the goals, list of goals. FM 2021 streams. If enough of you want them FM streams and, you know, the laptop can handle it, why not? Why not? Why not? We've got hella free time. Why not? Which team has the best front three? Liverpool won the league, innit? So I'd say Liverpool, to be fair with you, really. And you can't really argue against that, really. Off the top of my head, you know, Rondon of Spurs could get a move somewhere. I like Amari Richards of Reading, and I like Olise of Reading. I think Josh Da Silva, former Arsenal player of Brentford, could get a call by Premier League clubs, as could Ben Rama, obviously. They're the ones off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. It's difficult when you're put on the spot. Max Aarons is still at Norwich, as is Buendia and all of those people there. So there's that. Means a lot, my guy, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. Come on, man. Come on. Thank you very much. Considering you're a Spurs fan, it means a lot that you're speaking so highly of me. I'm always gonna stay humble, man. That's how my mum raised me and how I grew up. I can't not be humble. The quicker you get things, it can be as quick as you get things or get plaudits or get any achievements, it can be taken away quickly. And you know, that's how I am. Things can change, and there's just no need to be anything other than myself, which I hope comes across as that. I've never faked it for stuff. Sar, good question, good one. Completely forgot about Sar, to be fair with you, of Watford. Again, add him to the list. I didn't mention it when it came to summer transfers, but I know I mentioned Thiago. You have to big up Jude Bellingham. I think Arthur going to Juventus is a great one as well. Is there any else? And I think one to watch, Jeremy Doku, who's gone to Rennes from Anderlecht. They're going to be playing in the Champions League. So that's someone left to watch. What shirt are you getting this season? I've got all the Arsenal shirts. Credit to you, lot, actually, is the only reason. I got all the Arsenal shirts when they came out. Want to get Partey on the back of the third shirt, to be fair with you. And I know it's Thomas number 18, but at the same time, knowing my luck, next season he's going to become number 5 when Socrates leaves, assuming Socrates is that. Kindly share your other social media handles. They by the end of this video, they'll be in the description. But you know, Deluded Guna 04 and everything, Twitter, you know, Instagram, everything, Snapchat D Guna 04. So that's Deluded Guna 04 and everything, my guy, Rwandan Guna, Nicholas Rwandan Guna. On that, really, Kimmich, a bad boy footballer, bad boy, centre mid, fullback, does his thing. Appreciate that. You won't be disappointed, Maxi, man. Do your thing. Have a wild look. We've got content for everything, man. Hey, my guy. Let's be easy. The only ever I've actually wore a Spurs training shirt, and the only time I wore that is when I was on trial at them. I didn't get in. Makes me hate you lot even more. But that's the only time I've wore something connected with Spurs. Dead that, my guy. Dead that. I don't think so. Yeah, in theory. Of course, I would like him to be in the top division, but yeah, I would, man. I hope Welbeck gets a move, man. But in relation to Arsenal, myth. Big myth. Rance, my guy, man. If I ask, Rance will probably make that happen, man. Rance, listen, you know, Rance is a cool guy. Like, out of all these YouTubers you see me with and stuff, Rance is up there for being the coolest, one of the coolest, one of the most genuine, and one of the most helpful. Like, this guy's always giving kind words of advice. You know, he does a lot. He's someone that truly wants people to win. Like, he's the sort of man, you know, it's crabs in a bucket, this YouTube space, but you know, he will stick his neck out on the line for other people. I can't rate Rance highly enough. And it's like, I haven't known him long, but you know when someone's a real one and you can feel real one energy. I've always got that off Rance. So big him up, man. Big him up. Rising star this season. Tough one. You've put me on the spot. Don't really know. I don't really know. You've put me on the spot, my guy. You've put me on the spot, man. I think it's away from Arsenal. I think we have to remember Arteta threw him in and then he got injured and, you know, Mustafi got his chance. So Arteta must have seen something, but I think it lies away from this club. He's been out of sight, out of mind, and that's sadly not helped him, man. If anything, just comment at the end of this video when it goes out, my guy, man. Yeah, we should have B teams in League One or the Championship, but it's not always smooth sailing, really. I'm sure if you ask the Spanish people, they have something else. Your USP was this. Please keep these as we struggle. I just thought my love for young players was, you know, I mean, yeah, I will, man. Youth football is my passion. You seeing young footballers develop is it's my passion, man. So that's what I want to see, man. I don't think we've got anything more to speak about, man. So I'm going to keep it moving. I hope that's one. You know, we've been here for just over an hour. You lot know me. I'll be back again not before too long. I've got some videos to edit for you guys. And in the meantime, I'm sure you ain't seen all the other content. I appreciate the likes, but please make sure you keep abusing the like button for, man, people. Keep helping me rank up in them YouTube algorithms. You know, there's no secret. If we want DG Nation to grow and we want a bigger platform, we need to show up more on people's feeds. That's what we need to do, people. But yeah, man, like I said, it's always appreciated. I really appreciate the support you lot giving me, the kind words you lot are saying, and just rocking with, man. You know, it's been a really appreciative experience doing this with you guys. And I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart, man. So I'll catch you lot again, really. before I know I keep saying this, but let's just say this quick. I only just started following him, and he talks about your thing a lot. He rocks with your thing. Who's this? Don't know whoever that is. I saw someone speak about our partnership with Hugh Izzy. With Hugh Izzy, and yeah, big up Hugh Izzy. That's my guy. That's calling, man. Trust me, that one there's gonna happen. Another one, like Rance. Hugh Izzy's a very cool brother, like very cool brother. You know, when I met him again, real guy energy. Was about to say a certain word I say frequently and off camera, and I'm very conscious of this. But yeah, man. I don't think there's nothing else to say, man. Don't know. Hey, you lot, Saracen, Lowin, man. You're cool, man. You're cool. You're cool. Oh, you're a mod, Chris. Chris, I made you a mod. That same day, I put you in the mod category, bro. Unless something's gone wrong, I swear on my life, I put you in the mod category. Man, stop calling me Cronky. But listen, you lot are not trying to let me get out of it. I keep buying into you lot and you lot's tricks of asking me questions. I'll be back again soon. But for now, people, DG, I'm out.